This one, Hooksy with a smoke and a kit. A little bit of light U-tilt on the side of things for NaVi here. And a P250 in the hands of Simple and Bit.
Oh, look at all those Giga Chads in the chat, Jason. Jason Chow, sorry, oh God.
That's all right.
This is bad.
No, it's all good.
All right, Henry, let's get to it then. Gonna swing on the catwalk position, smoke down, boost though. Hunter, but he's spotted boosting. We didn't get to see how that transpired. Bit was smart about it. He said, I'm not taking the guy up top. I'm gonna take you both out. Stick the legs out from under you. So we'll give the advantage to, oh dear, no way. Does he get away with this plant? No chance. No, oh my. Armor, USP, no head to fire at. That's pretty brave and bold, but it pays off. And it's still a 4-on-4, but with the bomb ticking, 3 towards CT. No kit in the play right now, and they're falling because Simple's found a kill, as did Bit. He's not going to stop there, but Hooksy will shut him down. Electronic on the off angle, but Bit is in a position as well to strike. This could be huge.
He
did pick up the defuse.
That's all you got to do here, Hooksy. Just try and hit the bomb, mate. I hope you get away with this one here.
Knife. It's going to be a knife. Electronic's going to start this off in style. Bit. Oh, you stole it. No. Let him get the knife for the money, surely.
Okay, well, they denied it. The round does go in favor of NaVi here, picking up the pistol on the T side, and that's going to leave G2 in a situation where likely the force spike comes through. But their response here off of that boost just wasn't good enough. And Hooksy, yeah, this is his only option. This is the only thing he can do here. Just try and stick the defuse, but that's an easy one for NaVi, all things considered. It will be, honestly, with a scout. He invested into armor and a little bit extra here. I thought he might want to hold on to something for the first gun round when the AWP can come out, but I think they want to try and win this one, and the tag is good. Electronic down to half HP. I'll have to reconsider that swing. JKS will be the A anchor, Hooksy the B anchor, and then the core of this team, Hunter, NiKo, and m0NESY to clamp down on mid as the trio. You'll see that round and round again on the CT side. Also a call that Hooksy likes to make where he calls the extremity players in and they do a 5-man lockdown at mid in the later stages. There's still plenty of time for that to manifest here as working their way out. Simple was ahead of that flash. He's got plenty of time to turn it. Yikes. And he hit the shot eventually.
I know, but those sprays always scare me. When you start getting that many bullets in and you're up against pistols, it's like you're just waiting for that one dome to come back at you.
I think he's fortunate that I think Hunter had a CZ there. So he's him and Carrigan apparently the only two who want to wield the CZ75. Haven't really caught the bug of the 5.7 just yet.
They will soon.
Feels inevitable, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was never a CZ guy, ever. Even when it was like the strongest, I never was good with it. It just felt flimsy. I never liked the way it shot. I always loved the 5.7 though.
Well, they are going back towards B, and I think the fortunate thing for G2 is that m0NESY's towards the checker's position. Oh, NiKo's been found out here, so there's no real other rotation point available. It will just be Hooksy and m0NESY here. There's a tag. There's a kill.
That is a kill. Massive one. He's going to follow it up. Bits to take down m0NESY. It's just JKS left. He's got the deagle in hand. And I don't know that he's even going to consider going for this. Hanging out in Palace. It's a pretty cozy place. There's some, some pillows and some nice, deck decor.
Yeah, trees. I don't know if anybody ever waters them.
It's not really a tree. That's just a plant.
Oh, is it a dead plant? Does it need sun? Do you think the sun makes it in through that doorway at all?
Yeah, maybe it's set, but it might. Can we look out the doorway from the perspective of the tree?
Jay will get on it, mate.
We just want to check and make sure that the sun isn't going to be obscured by any of the buildings. Otherwise, the bylaws might have to come in and block that, because...
Well, I'm not sure how low the sun's going to get here. I'm just having a look at the different angles available. The shadows are always a little bit misleading. So
there we go. Jay's getting, he's there. He's walking slowly, but...
Maybe.
Okay, here it is. So this sun setting... I'm assuming it's sort of afternoon, right? So sun rises in the east, it settles in the west, rides a southern plane. So if it's going toward the west right now, because of the southern plane, it's obviously coming in the window. I'm going to say at sunset, it's going to tickle that plant.
All right, so we'll get enough sun.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's why the plant is alive. All right, easy enough. As we do get a technical timeout here, so that's why we're talking nonsense, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This one might be a little bit lengthier. Seems like Bit has signaled it. Might have to be a chop and change.
Okay, no, hang on. It said change PC, but they're not. No, this could be actually not as long as you think. They're
oh, we're getting up to those hijinks again, are we?
No. Hey, I think we might be all right here. This could be pretty quickly dealt with. So either way, yeah, no, you like that I used the southern plane to know that the sun was actually going to be traveling in that direction.
Okay, I do have.
I learned these things in Scouts, man. Scouts is cool.
Look, I'm glad that you learned a thing or two, Matt, but I just learned a thing or two.
Yeah.
That, we're having some of the same issues as the other evening, but we have a solution.
Yeah, we do.
So
the solution is called Gaben.
Yeah, well, we get him on the phone. It's a big red phone. I don't know if you guys have seen it. League Ops have this massive red phone. And it's a picture of Gabe's face. And you press the button, and it's pretty rare, but he will answer. It's like the Bat phone. It's a little bit cooler. The Gabe phone. I don't know if he's in New Zealand right now, Gabe. Shout out to Gabe. I think one of the things as well with poor Gabe is we might have to invite him to come to a major. We might have to send him a formal invitation.
He's been to Dota majors.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they had another competitive game, he'd go to that. He's never been to a CSGO major, and I'm disgraced by that.
So here's the thing: we know that he likes Dota, but he might not.
You know what else he likes?
Money.
Right. Well, okay, but race cars. He had supported an IMSA Porsche team at one point.
So, well, there you go.
So
that
I think we need to get
angle.
into an event so that I can just pitch that I, with my INC, should be a driver. You know, and we can just do it. Yeah, then we can do a crossover.
Okay.
Probably not going to work out for me.
At least it's
let's get him to CSGO and we can talk race cars. That's how I'll trap him. I'll lure him in with that.
Well, I was going to say, we as a community should put out an official invitation to Gabe.
No, actually, yeah. No jokes aside. You're right. That should happen. It needs to happen. He should be at a major.
There's no point going, oh, Gabe doesn't love us. Let's show him that we love him. And say, Gabe, come on down. See what we've got to offer. We're a friendly bunch. It's a good game. You like it. It's doing better than Dota right now. So,
it is doing much better than Dota right now.
No, it's not a competition.
It is.
No, it's a competition with Valorant and League of Legends.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, we're Dota, we're friends.
Them, so it's fine.
We're friends. Dota and us. We need to get along here. But as you can see, ladies and gents, they're trying to rectify this issue. So there will be several players who will disconnect for now. I don't suspect we will have the same lengthy issues as...
No, we have obviously a solution to it now that we're more aware of what the situation is and all of that. So
I think it's good for G2 as well because they know what they're up against right now and they understand the situation. Whereas the other night when this all unfolded, and I've seen a lot of conversation on the internet about, oh, look at Heroic, they were chasing even though they timed out. Like, there's a lot of chat like that, whereas it was still very unknown in the early stages. This looks like they have a contingency plan. Everything looks ready. Hey, boys, bang, 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 bang. Let's get back in. Even maybe a couple of wry smiles creeping onto the faces here. So shouldn't be too long.
No, absolutely. Yeah. This is the night crew can stay in the green room. They don't need to go to the big green room.
But we could send out a signal for like any player right now, like Apex, if you're listening, and you want to swing by and give your opinion on this. Come in. We have this mic in the middle. If you want to come by, have a chit chat.
Apex would be a bro chat. Would love that guy.
He loves a good chat, Apex.
He's such a polite guy.
He's candid as well. So,
cool dude.
Hooksy just said, tell me if you want me to join the caster test.
He actually just put that in chat. That's so good.
Okay.
That we're literally talking about it.
Okay.
And he, well, I don't know if you can run down and get him this time, Chad. The player managers might get in your way on that one.
They might not let me through.
Yeah, Amy was going to be putting up a fight. No, you're not taking our players. But that is gold. I will say right now there's a good vibe among all the teams. This would be the event that I should do. What I kind of wanted to do is sort of the Will Buxton paddock pass where...
Sorry?
Because all of the teams are in a hallway.
I know what you're talking about,
You can walk door to door and talk about each team progression. Not like going super in the room and chatting with them and stuff, but just giving like an update on how things are with them, you know, how Pro League went, what their next steps are, whatever. Because like literally every day I'm walking down the hall and it's like the first door right beside the coffee machine is NaVi, and then across from them is, I believe...
Mouse?
Mouse is the third door in.
Okay.
I can't remember who's directly across. Fury, I think, actually. Then it's Mouse. Okay. Then you've got Complexity on the other side. Then there's the media and the head for League Ops and everyone.
Sure.
And then there's Outsiders. And then you've got all the teams in a row. Liquid's in there. Phases at the very end. G2 and NaVi are actually upstairs. Or G2 and Fnatic, excuse me.
They're next to each other. Yeah.
But that's just because we ran out of room. But it's cool because I'm walking down the hall and everyone's there practicing, hanging out, getting food, coffees in the morning. Especially if you're down there like pretty early, everyone's chatting and like it's really a friendly vibe right now.
Yeah, I noticed when me and Henry were doing the early games, when we would come in, we would sit on the wall outside, right? And everyone would come outside and be transiting past there. And it was kind of like the cool spot to be because you get to have a chit chat with everybody during the day. But speaking of chit chat, Matt, let's activate everybody at home on the social medias. If you want to use the hashtag ESL Pro League, tag at Sadicist or at Sponge or both. And let us know how you're watching. If you have any questions, anything we could talk about here, we will attempt to fill this air for everybody.
Yeah, no, and yeah, just to go back to that too, like I still miss arenas despite that. Yeah, we bet at Katowice and Cologne's happened. We had 2 majors in that time, one of which I was deported from, and the other I was not a part of. But you know, they're back, right? But I still want more, and I can't wait to get to Rio. But I was saying to Jason, I don't mind an event like this every now and then where a crowd isn't the priority, because when the crowd is the priority and when the venue is separated from the hotel, everyone is so busy that you get out, you hit your call time, you drive, you do makeup, we're in media, boom, straight onto the set, back into our green room. Players are in and out, they have signing sessions, they're back in their own rooms. Like, you don't get the chance to catch. Yeah, you don't get the chance to catch up with the teams in the same way. I've talked more with players this week than I have in a long time, and I think there's a place for that as well. You know, this is kind of like a giant little CS boot camp for everyone, like casting included. We're doing a lot of work and a lot of content, and it's like, I feel like this is a shape up for us for the major too in some ways, right? Like it's good.
It's a good runway, right? We obviously came out of the break here. Shout out to the fans as well who are sitting here through this one with us. But yeah, it's a runway. We come out of the break, we have blast groups, then we come in as the Pro League groups, and after that we have the RMRs, which will be kicking off on Tuesday next week. So everybody is flying in here to Malta for the European RMRs, 32 teams to represent Europe. So lots of prac rooms. We saw the other day, I rocked up, there was like 150 monitors on the road and PCs and everything out there as they were bringing in all the new gear for everybody. They have so many prac rooms to set up here. And I think the cool thing that FPL is doing at the moment is they set up LAN servers so that the pros here can play pugs against each other in the FPL circuit. But it's on LAN servers in Malta because, look, we are on a little island. We're a bit removed from the rest of Europe. Ping can, if you get a good matchmaking server, you can get 35.
Hey, wait, hang on. I was in a KZ map the other day, and Torzy was in there. Torzy's 3 rooms down the hall. He had 10 less ping than I did.
Now, maybe they give the players a better connection.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, this is BS. You know, why do I get less?
Yeah, look, I used to have it when I was living in the house with Henry. He was downstairs and I was upstairs, and we would even have disparity of the ping in the same house. So, you know, it's a bit odd, but yeah, you can get 40 ping to face it servers in Germany. Oh, look at that, feeding each other. Everyone just fueling up with a couple. Would you like a tzatziki Pringle?
I don't. Yeah, I do, but I don't want to crunch in everyone's ears right now.
Okay, fair enough. ASMR.
We won't do that. Yeah, yeah, not the best type of ASMR. Yeah, no, look, that's all true and all the ping, but you're right about the setting up of other rooms. With 32 teams, they're definitely going to, like, I think all of the second floor now is also a giant hallway. Okay. It would be really cool to actually, this could be the event where I can go team to team and talk about a few different ones. What do you got for me?
Well, the ESL CS account has been, they've lacked creativity here. They've said, hey, at Sponge, at Sadicist, is CSGO the best game? Now, look, that's a loaded question. So we're not going to answer that one. We'll get an actual question coming through from someone who's been a little bit creative here, okay?
Yeah, well, a question that it doesn't have a rhetorical answer either, you know? We're getting paid to talk here. Saying the word yes doesn't really give me a lot to say, right? That's a pretty short speech, so... Yeah, there was questions the other night, if I could scroll back far enough in my notifications, that we never got to, because we went to the break sooner. Maybe I'll look for those.
Here we go.
Okay. Are you going back to find those?
No, these are recent ones.
Oh, okay.
This one is by a gentleman called Forg from Finland. And he says...
Which is in Sweden.
Yes, exactly. What's your favorite event you casted and where you... what's the favorite event you casted and where would your ideal event be hosted? Okay, sorry.
I think this guy did ask this one the other night too, actually. Right. So I'll go first. Favorite event I've casted. Okay, actually, you go first. I can think about that.
Yeah, you got a lot more arenas under your belt than me. I'm still a newbie. At least in the casting realms. I really enjoyed the Cologne that just went by because the final was absolutely epic, and Cologne has a soft spot in my heart. I've spent a lot of time there and I got to compete in Cologne as well. So I would say, and this is recency bias as well, let's go with the most recent Cologne. What about you?
I mean, every year Katowice and Cologne have a soft spot for me. Those are staples. Some of the cooler ones that we've done, the crowd for VP in Krakow was pretty neat. Oh, yeah. Just because that was kind of, we knew that they were at the end, that was kind of a swan.
They sung me happy birthday there.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. I think Taz told me off there, so you got it a little better than I did.
Oh, okay.
It's weird, like some of the ones that I like for different reasons for destination. We did an event in Split, Croatia, which was a horrible event, although it did give us sick memes. For the millions around the world.
Put your cans in the air.
Yeah, put your cans, that guy. Which I think there's still a soundboard of that. That event was horrible from a production standpoint, but Split was a beautiful city to be in, so that was cool.
I would like to go back to Australia for an event.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. Columbus was really cool. Yeah, so where would you put an event? I would like
to for you,
see...
man.
Sorry?
Columbus wasn't cool for me, man.
Okay, well, all right.
That was miserable for me. That was the end of my career.
Yeah, that is true. I was going to say get better, but no, that's the end. I would say I'd like to have like Toronto, Vancouver, somewhere in Canada. Like we've had a DreamHack Montreal, and that was cool. But I think Vancouver would be a really good destination.
Sure. Yeah. Look, I think Canada's great for a big event. So I'd love to get back up there. What's the next step for the map pool? Something original or a remake of a classic like Cobblestone? This is from Trevor. Now, I think Trevor, at the moment, if you take a look at the map pool, they've added Breach, Tuscan, and Anubis.
Dude, I'm actually a fan of the Tuscan they added as well.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Really bangable. A lot of the boxes, it seems to play well. There are skyboxes to throw some nades over and whatnot. So I don't know what they're going to introduce, but I would imagine it might be one of those three. Anubis got some updates just the other day. So Trevor, if you want my opinion, I think it would be one of those three maps. But, you know, Valve, they're a mysterious beast.
Yeah, I was starting to get behind that thing where Tuscan was just a meme forever about like a map we always wanted back. But now that they have a version of it, I could see that coming into the pool. I could see Valve chucking that in there. Cobble to me is dead. You'd have to go back to the previous version. The current one's absolutely god-awful.
I agree.
I would rather eat someone's vomit than play that map.
Well, that's extreme. I don't agree that far. I don't want to eat anybody else's vomit.
You eat Vegemite all the time.
It's delicious. I had some Vegemite on crackers before I came in. A little bit of butter, a little bit of Vegemite. Oh, I offered Justin, right? I offered Mr. Savage my Vegemite tube. It's a they've started doing squeezy bottles of Vegemite, and he didn't want it because it was a squeezy bottle. He's a purist. He only wants the glass jar. So I tried to hook him up. What do we got here? Okay, so here's one, Matt. This is from Jesse B. And Jesse B says, thoughts on NaVi's new seating arrangement? Perfecto and Bit used to sit on opposite sides. Now they sit next to each other. Electronic in the middle as well now. Oh, we're going on camera.
Well, I'm giving the producer the option just in case, you know, there's...
I didn't come dressed again to be on.
Neither did I. I'm wearing a t-shirt. We're just hanging out. But this is Pro League. We just hang out, right?
This is going to be used against us.
No, this is one of the cool... By who? I'll fight them.
The court of law.
Oh, well, I can't fight the court of law. They usually win against me, unfortunately.
Come on again.
No, the point being, we're just throwing it up there in case they can't.
Where's Apex?
Yeah, I don't know Apex.
Get him in here. I haven't even got my mic on the wrong side.
Have you gone back to the last questions? Because I could, but like I felt bad that we didn't.
I got some here.
I'm just going to let you keep scrolling.
This is from Jesse.
Okay.
No, that's not Apex. Never mind. This is from Jesse. He says, thoughts on Navi's seating positions. He was talking about the fact that Bit and Perfecto, they used to sit on opposite sides. Now they sit next to each other. Electronic in the middle as well now. So I don't know. Maybe that was just a change to...
Obviously, Electronics in the middle because Boomich isn't there anymore.
Well, I think Simple was in the middle.
Yeah, he was. Boomich, you're right. Boomich was always offset by one, but Simple's now in that position. And yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask the team that. I'm sure there's reasons. Usually, you have your in-game leader in the middle, and your A players on one side and your B players on the other so they can look at each other's screens for information. But then some teams were thinking, well, actually, we don't want that because then the A and the B players have to talk so much. We want to clear comms. You could mix it so that they could see the other side at the same time. So I don't know. It depends on the team. Yeah. I don't know. What was your opinion on that? Because you've obviously done more than that than I have.
I think like there's a couple of things to think about here. One, the AWPer is in a very heavy rotation role, and the more screens he can see, the better he can react. The other is the in-game leader is doing the same kind of thing. So yeah, look, I think it's maybe just, it could be a site-related thing like you were talking about there. That could use some deeper investigation. There's one from Haley KB who says, can you guys draw a picture of your favorite Famous skin?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be Famous-related. Yeah, I can draw a pile of steaming shit. That's not hard to draw.
Wow, okay.
So, no, she's the one I'm having the war about the Famous with.
Okay.
She thinks it's the greatest gun in the game, okay?
She's got the biggest microphone, though, so it's not really fair, is it?
I win, exactly.
Yeah.
Her and, her boyfriend Vogert, they can just... They could 2v1 with a FAMAS, and I'll beat them with a USP.
Well, at least they're saving money on the FAMAS, I suppose. I heard
that's true, so they can drop better weapons to teammates.
I got news that someone might be joining us, so I'm going to start plugging the heads.
Oh, really?
Here. I don't know whom.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I just
plug that in.
said that maybe somebody is going to.
Nice. So is somebody here at this event?
No, I think he's not.
I think he's done now, isn't he?
I think he's removed from Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, I think he retired. Somebody retired, at least. I don't know.
What else we got here? Do you think Cole or Liquid is the best NA team right now? What about EG? This is from CSGO Takes.
Liquid still.
Yeah,
I think Complexity has huge ceiling right now. They showed massive potential this event.
Yeah, it was very exciting to see their game against FaZe. What else we got here? How are we feeling about the upcoming major? What are you the most excited about? I feel like Rio getting a major is such an amazing opportunity for Brazil CS to pick themselves back up. Well, I don't know if they need to pick themselves back up. I just think they have a lot of extremely talented players who they just need to put in the right teams.
Is it Cadian that's coming? I see Cadian's in chat.
Maybe.
I mean, if Cadian's in chat.
Cadian would be great to join us here for a bit of a chit-chat.
I would. The guy's been on the desk before. He knows how to do this.
There's a picture with me where Cadian was an analyst at the event and I was a player. That's how crazy life used to be once upon a time.
That's actually wild, yeah. Who would have thought he would have outdone you as a player, Chad? How's that feel?
It hurts a little bit. No, Cadian's a great guy. What else we got here?
That was like a double insult. I nailed you both on that one. That was not bad.
How do you get into Pro CS? Is it mainly a networking association thing? Just get lucky or start from the bottom and work your way up? I think these days, like back in the day, things were done a lot more in the community you were in, right? Especially in the country, you'd work your way up like local teams, then to LAN events, and then you'd go to bigger events, right? But these days, I think things like Face It, for example, you can put yourself and work up a ladder to get noticed individually.
Yeah, I think it depends on, it depends. As a player, that's certainly true. I think it depends on what aspect you want into Counter-Strike, right? There is other jobs. There is other people that do want to just work in esports, whether you want to work for a team, you want to work for production. In those cases, you're going to be reaching out to organizations to get jobs and put out applications, whatever the case may be. In the case for me as a commentator, it was right place, right time. 2015, the game was growing massively. Did X Games, obviously, which had to do with the MLG versus Twitch agreement that Anders and Semler had, and I just made the most of it, and I was very fortunate. It's a little bit more difficult now because we're this far into the Counter-Strike scene and international aspects and events, and the talent pool's pretty full, and we've got some very talented people, but you still just work. If you want to get into that, you can still grind your way in, do the Fregadelphias, the smaller events that you have locally. That's where I started. I did charity events for free where I was sleeping on classroom floors when I started. So
I think hard work and stubbornness. Yeah, you need to have the two of those. Now I've just been notified 2 minutes. The players are back in the server, so we shouldn't be too far away from getting this one back underway. Now I do have a concerning one that's come through from McTacky. He says, it's me, receptionist from library on A Site Inferno. I like to read my book in silence, but mamma mia, I cannot. There is a man storming into quiet library every 10 minutes with a gun, he say. He need his AWP next round, so he is saving. I call the police next time.
That must be James.
Yeah, I don't know. Look,
can you ask him if we can get a description?
We need a description.
We need more information. Does he have long hair, short hair?
How tall is he?
Yeah, I need more information. I was gonna say he's complaining about noise, and everyone's using the silenced M4 for his respect. So he's obviously won a few of those battles. But yeah, if he could describe the individual, we'll put out a search warrant for him.
Somebody wants some CGS stories, but ancient history I don't think has a place in the broadcast right now. So we can leave those back in 2008. All right, what else we got here? Why did I decide to name myself Sponge? It's not a very exciting story. It's not a very exciting story at all. It was, I'm not even going to bother with that one, mate. I'll bore everybody to death. Are there fan fictions of me and JKS? I hope not. Someone just wanted to say they love us. So thanks to Villianaz Del. Yep.
That's fantastic. Someone loves me. That's cool. Huh.
Someone asked the best food here in Malta. What's the best food you've had in Malta?
Ooh, okay, well, unfortunately, in events we're dealing with catering. The catering here has been, I won't say great, but it's been pretty decent, all things considered. The reason I won't say it's great is just it's very repetitive.
But you're eating here every day.
Every day,
I get to go home.
So I had some sushi I've ordered in twice. It's really good. The Eat Well in the morning with the avocado toast is good. And then the first night I was here, Jason Heku and I went out and got some curry, and it was really good. I can't remember the name of the place, but it was in Bujibi. So
that's some good spots.
Bujibi?
Yeah, the suburbs as well. I can't do them here. But here's the good news, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Counter-Strike fans around the world, we're back in. Thank you for bearing with us. 2-0 scoreline and economical coming up for G2, and hopefully that didn't take too much wind out of the sails, because here we go back into the action, and well, it's into an eco. So you don't need to get too excited just yet. Get excited next round, but we're back underway. So it's a celebration in its own, a mini celebration.
Look at this little boost. Look at this little thrifty, nifty position. So they're going to have the two-man setup, actually a four-man setup total, but two-man and quad at B with these pistols. So if they make the mistake of wandering in and caught like a bear with their hand in the hive, they'll get paid for. They'll get stung on that one. Meanwhile, those Simple's already checking out the other side of the map, and I think they'll get the information needed to go back that way.
I'm just glad that, we get this one done before 2 a.m. So that was a much better pit stop today, wasn't it?
It was much better.
An immediate response, handled, and we're back underway. It's only a short little...
That was more like a Red Bull pit stop than a Ferrari pit stop.
Okay, all right. Look, I don't know anything about Formula One.
You're wearing like a Marlboro knockoff. You're kind of like the fake Ayrton Senna. It's fine.
Okay. More references well over my head here, but SDY is going to grab the second kill of the round. The bomb will get planted on the A site. The rotation points are cut off by Simple and Bit, and it should only be about 40 seconds until we get into the action. Hooksy!
He's got one. SDY down, so the stack will at least gain them a gun. It's just at Mac 10, mind you, but still better than nothing. And Simple's over there with the Galil trying to spot anyone inside of the site that he can. Doesn't want to give too much away, but 3-0 is going to be our score either way. He gets Hoaxy, he follows out with NiKo, and just for fun, he's going to go after Hunter. The Hunter becomes the hunted. Simple with all three.
And he has so much cash as well, 7.5. So if he wants to drop that to SDY and get himself an AWP, that's possible. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do here. So just making sure they keep the guns they have in play and look to invest. Simple hasn't purchased just yet. I'm sure it'll be coming very shortly. Honestly, on the other side of things, we'll get out his big green. So, oh, Simple's just into an AK. Fair enough. I guess that could be depending on the call that Electronic's just gone with here. But quickly towards top of mid with 2 players for NaVi. They smoke off window. They'll get control. You heard me talking before about mid clamps. Well, what about mid surges? NiKo straight to the smoke, gets the first, and he's out. Assisted by the flash from JKS, and oof, they're gone.
Why, NiKo, good shot on Bit, trying to jump across the blocks and make his way to the jungle. But Simple, swallowing shrapnel, goes down to 23 HP, and he's trying to get to the ladder. He does actually get Electronics got NiKo on that. He has to actually get away. I thought he was going to get caught on all of this, but Simple's backed away the other direction, so he's the one toward top middle. Now doing battle inside of the connector. He has not found the shot of the inside of the smoke, but it is he and SDY to close this round. They've got m0NESY, JKS, and Hunter to find.
The biggest issue is the bomb's still down top mid, so Simple has to fight his way forward here. It's going to have to be SDY to activate. m0NESY currently has the back turn, and JKS needs to bodyguard him right now. The new daddy of the team, making the role of Jackson, will get that necessary kill. So they know where Simple was. Just have to find him now as he silently makes his way up through the connector. Obviously still looking towards the murder hole, and dead to rights right there. So the first round on the board for G2 here. And you have to really credit NiKo for that proactive approach through the smoke to find the opener, and then even bouncing back to get that second kill to really set the tempo and tone for the 4th round of play. Now Simple's AWP will come in. He's gone, the kid. The kid's got an AWP. It's my turn now. Let me show him how it's done. We had that little that battle on Dust 2, that 1v1.
So they'll hold on to a few guns and get around G2, which is important because now they can start the assault to try and take back this CT half. Remember, this is map 3 if you're just joining us. This determines who plays.
This is fast.
Vitality, and it is fast. We saw a fast one from NaVi that caught out G2 on Inferno, if you remember back that far. As Electronics starts to go toward the site, there's a flash that deters his positioning, but that's SDY entering on the side. Good self-smoke Hoaxy. Can actually use this to his advantage. They have no way of getting through. They have to guess where he is, and SDY reloading. And Electronic in the corner, that's going to let Hunter come in, who spots the gun, waiting for the off angle. And now suddenly SDY's in trouble. Nade's going to go his direction. They jump up over and take him down.
That is massive from Hoaxy. The delay, now the kills, now everybody's here. The response time from G2, immaculate work, but Bit hasn't been accounted for until now. JKS sits him on the arse. It's just Perfecto in the apartment. He's dead too. A clean sweep. Tidy stuff there from G2, and the response. They dropped 2 players into the underpass. The pressure came on towards B. Hoaxy's survival, wide-eyed, he can't bloody believe it.
No, and that was a great smoke because it cuts off all the angles. It lets him get out of the nade area, the jail, where you're basically stuck in there with just everything being thrown at you, and he just waits. This is like 15 seconds after that all started. So he jumps over the truck and makes, or the van, and makes up for the time he had to wait and the take.
And the other key right there is when Electronic spots them jumping underpass, he needs somebody to make sure they're constantly worried about that play. But everybody was able to get out and rotate back around, and a smile on JKS's face. That's very rare. Now SDY having a conversation with Simple here.
Oh, Kadian did tweet us to say where we were at. Sorry, buddy. We went live again.
We were flooded.
Yeah, it would have been great to have you here. Mate, we'll get him on. We'll definitely get him on before this is over.
We want to bring him in now. He can join us. If he wants to join, and he can give us some actual color. I'm just faking it.
I mean, if he goes up the
left
stairs
at the fork in the road
toward the tent, go to the other tent on the left. That's all I'm saying. Don't want to give it away too much. We don't want to have too many fans outside trying to meet us, but
yeah, we're the popular ones around here. Okay, well, if he finds us, we'll bring Kadian in for a bit of color commentary alongside. It is just going to be a light upgrade here. U2 holding them at bay for now. Burning incendiaries and burning time. Hunter postured forward, NiKo in combination, and we'll just be the 2 of them. So spamming at range, pivot on a dime, and pops up the mess.
JKS, was that a one tap? We jumped over late. Did he just tap Perfecto on the way in? Or was that fight already going on? I'm not sure which, but it's 3-3. They've tied this right back up. NaVi already investing, though. It's back onto the AWP for Simple, and it will be AKs for Perfecto Electronic. SDY presumably is going to do the same. Did they go double up? No, okay, it's a Galil. I was just passing it across.
So SDY dropped that to Simple, and then Simple had to drop an AK across, but he was doing it the old school method.
Yeah.
So,
I thought I saw 2 on the HUD for a second, so it kind of threw me off. Bit instead, though, just gets with the Galil.
Three in the apartments quite early here. Electronic floating mid and Perfecto starting the hightail it back to pick up that bomb and free the troops. Now, these B executes, they've already thrown out aggressive smokes, but that's where Electronic wants to try and take space towards mid. So the B pull hasn't worked effectively. G2 haven't completely left their positions. They haven't over-rotated. They're still locking down mid at this juncture. Hunter's still close enough to help out HooXi as well, so not screaming for assistance just yet, G2. NaVi have a lot of space in this opener right here. Oh, HooXi's got the first.
Yeah, blinded it, but he had the shot before that animation came through, so he actually had the vision and figured it out. It's Electronic, though, that wants to walk in and make up for it. He's gotten Hunter. He found Perfecto, and m0NESY is going to turn that again to not only find Electronic, but also Simple, and it's gone from 0-3 to 4-3.
Okay, this is looking hot now for G2. 4 consecutive rounds. They seem to be shutting them out, dealing with this quite handily now. In these 4 consecutive rounds, there's only been a total of 4 kills. So that shows you just how easy these rounds have been for G2. Or maybe not how easy, but how well played they've been. HooXi's done a great job towards B. If they thought they could exploit this man, well, they're dealing with the Giga Chad right now. And it's back down to the pistols for NaVi once more. Loss bonus, well, they're swimming in it. Maxed out for the next round. Plenty of money for the buy, and they're charging straight up middle. So much damage done. Look at that. Perfecto and Electronic low. Perfecto gone. Pace to these.
Yep, this is a much faster game. Hunter, NiKo, Kovacs. They're gonna find the kill as Bit turns back to take out NiKo. Hunter's gonna follow out and take down SDY. m0NESY gets on the board in this round as well. 5-3 now. Well, he's gonna have to maybe slow it down. Maybe this pace is actually too quick right now for how things are going. G2's loving it.
Yeah, and look, I don't expect this pace to continue here from NaVi now that they haven't been able to break through with it with a couple of those faster short clamp downs with the B pressure. Simple's on, back out again. Decent bank has been built for G2 in this string, so no plants in the last 5. That is something that has to change for NaVi here. We want to see them get into the sites, give us some post-plan action. One thing to apply the pressure, the next is to get a couple of kills and get into the site. Default spread with Perfecto and Palace, SDY to babysit A-Ramp, Electronic with the late window smoke, and now he's going to take Simple's place, watching middle. Bit through the underpass on his lonesome. Now flash their way forward.
Smoke out in front of NiKo. Bit trying to just spray in and hope for someone in connector to be caught off by that. But this gives them the mid control that NaVi haven't really slowed to take in too many occasions. They've definitely used mid and utilized it, but they haven't slowed it down to execute from it. So SDY is going to wait for his teammates to do so. Although m0NESY's not going to leave him any teammates left. Simple's got the angle instead. They know NiKo's on the right. They have to walk in and find him quickly. They do, but JKS, he's already shutting down the 2 players that were coming in from Palace and A main. So they get there in the end, but it's weak when they do, and they're caught out. HooXi with a crossfire, and it's from CT that Hunter's rotated in. I don't even know how HooXi got that
Just
through
a blind
smoke.
spam. That is ridiculous.
He knew the lineup on default. He knew he had to be hiding because Hunter couldn't see him, and now SDY is going to get taken down as well.
These are massive rounds. That is insane right there. HooXi, that's a miraculous kill through the smoke to facilitate this. Without that, it would have been very difficult to get back into this. So a great play, 6-3 now. NaVi did a really good job of being able to clamp down on the site together. I think unfortunate for them, JKS got 2 because they dealt with NiKo, right? You saw him, he was stuck between 2 targets. I'm not sure if we can send someone out to find Cadian for us. Maybe Ollie's listening.
Ollie.
If we do have some, here it is from HooXi. So this is,
I think he just lines up toward the bomb, right? He's just going for default. And the gun barrel showed, Hunter called that he was at the end of triple, or default. And yeah, fair enough. You take them. You take those shots.
This is going to be quite pouncy onto A here. That extinguish is extremely telling. Perfecto yet to find a kill, 0 and 7. James Bond right now, but let's see how secret he really is. SDY opens up on Hunter. Pressure on A now, and JKS delivers again, but they're not going to think about NiKo.
Oof, that's the bomb. That's easily figured out. NiKo, he finds Perfecto. He didn't have to really do much. So therefore, he came out late and surprised him as STY. Aggressive is going to get taken down by the same man. 7-3. This is so fast.
Yeah.
And G2's not blinking. They're just saying, all right, you want to keep putting pressure on us, we'll withstand it every single round.
And this is the type of Counter-Strike a team like G2 is built for, because the comms become extremely simplified then. You're just going to stand and take your fight. Oh yeah, there's one here, he got me, but I got two. It's all good,
Yeah.
boys. And they're just being able to deliver time and time again. So NaVi with that, well, I don't want to call it a pace change. The continued pace has now been stalled and now been stumped. Second time out. Blade's going to have to turn to the 5th or 6th page of the strat book, because this is an elimination game, in case you forgot.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, STY again, the newest member, is already on. Eyes are turned and attentive on the...
Look at this replay.
I mean, that's the pace of this game. That is the pace of this game. That is accurate. That's how fast things are going right now. We're up to 7-3. I mean, it feels like we just came out of that technical timeout. But no, yeah, they're going to have to slow this down. This timeout was very necessary, this tactical one, because NaVi have got to find something that's more sustainable. They're not winning crucial battles. The closest round they've had lately, the 2-on-2, spam from Hooksy through the smoke because they didn't have a good post plant setup. They were already in rotation based on the trades that happened earlier. And it's going to be pistols, but an A execution this time from NaVi.
Well, this is a bit more organized. It's not Hail Mary. So if they can capitalize on some well-placed flashes here in a good timing, maybe catch NiKo pulling an A, maybe catch JKS as he's jumping. But here they come, util up and over. Similar setup as earlier.
NiKo burning, smoke down on top of it. He's forced out. He didn't actually extinguish it all.
Oh, they're past each other in the smoke.
They have. Monacy's still trying to fight. He's missing shots. He's missing a few. Luckily, Hunter and JKS are not. Electronic will finally get Monacy down. But NiKo reverse fire bit. Woo. Sit for bits. It's going to be now a 1-on-3, though.
Switcher there.
Yeah, Tech 9. That's still fast, right? 54 seconds?
Yeah, like relatively. And they did find fortunate timings like that. Molotov, NiKo eventually had to deal with that. Hunter cutting off at the pass quite literally here. So a bit, even though he's trying to hightail it back, he has to be aware of this maneuver. And, oh, actually got the crosshair to the right place. Just didn't have the weapon for the job. And Hunter will confirm. We can hear the crowd through the tents, right? So they're next to us. I can hear the cheers. I don't know if it's just G2 getting this fired up round after round, or if it's the supporters in the audience there. You were saying there's some Ukrainian representation out there.
Yeah,
there's definitely some Serbian representation out there as well.
We saw it. There's obviously a Serbian representation in Serbia right now at that watch party, which is super cool. And shout out to you guys for being there and supporting Counter-Strike. Hunter is definitely giving you a show right now. 8-3. I'd say NiKo's giving you a show as well when you actually press tab in this one. He's on 8. It's
pacey again.
On 12.
Look at this simple stuff. Monacy comes through the smoke.
Good for one. Traded out though. Had to be traded out surely in that one. Got the flashbang from Hooksy to try and find the shot. Speaking of trying to find, Hooksy nearly found by Simple. Spotted but not taken.
Now they might want to try one of these clamp downs on mid. I messaged. Mentioned, dead. Never mind. Don't worry about the clamp down on mid. That's not going to be a problem right now. But apparently NiKo is. He steps out. And we have a 3-on-3 here. They've just blocked the B avenue with a smoke. So with that up, NaVi can actually set themselves up to execute here. Hooksy's out of position, I would say. But he's found himself another smoke. If he deploys it now, he could buy an extra buffer of time.
Smoke goes down. Molly and a flash close. Hooksy trying to find shots, can't do it. Tag to 31. Lineup. He's got the first. SDY falls. Oh, he's looking sunk like a skunk so far in this game, but they're going to try and plant this bomb. No peek on it, so that's going to be conceded and given up, and it's going to be traded back by Simple. A one-on-one! He's quick to get the angle, but not the shot. NiKo versus Simple. This is a tantalizing fight, and Simple does not want to peek it again. He's going to make a bit of noise backside quad. Try and bait it out, but he nails the shot. He was dinked first. Give NiKo credit, but finally a round for NaVi.
Okay, and it's with a clutch. That is a massive round for Simple there. Put the 4th on the board for NaVi. Now sure, they've got some fight left in them, and they'll break the streak. That was 8 consecutive rounds from G2. They had the hammer on NaVi consistently, and a shot from Electronic like this is one way to buy your way back in. JKS overexposed, and Simple, almost could have had it done right there. NiKo sitting and waiting, gets the fight he was looking for. If he had the AK, he wins.
Yeah, no, he does, absolutely. Yeah, he would win that clean with a lovely headshot, and things would just go from bad to worse. So NaVi with the 4th round. Can they salvage the half? We're about to find out. A lot of money, though, to break through right now. A lot of money to try and tear from G2's hands.
Oh my God.
What? I thought Hunter had that all day.
That was so quick. That's 2 rounds that Electronic has deleted Hunter from the server right now. And with the key piece of the real estate of the window, there's some real problems for G2.
Electronic trying to go for those taps again. Look how quick he is with his movement. He's one of those guys that you see in aim map and, like, you don't really see him. You just die instantly when he peeks like that.
Look at this push from NiKo, though. So this is taking a lot of space, and they actually have m0NESY parked up towards the B apartment. So unless they flash him off the line, he should get a kill here.
See, though, it gets STY, levels out the situation. Boats evened its keel. Electronic silently backs away from the window, doesn't want to go through it. NiKo still on this flank. They need pace to this play. Ooh, but hang on. Never mind. NiKo's going to have to go under the underpass very quickly and realize it's not at the B site. And I think Perfecto's aware of this situation. He knows he's coming. He's going to take him down. Now they have free reign of the map. They've opened it completely. But Bomb's still not committed. This could be a double fake right now.
Yeah, back to B.
This could be a rotation from underpass. Hey, we're not in the apartments. We've killed your flank. They think that this is going to go back to A. They forced the rotation on that kill alone. This is really smart from NaVi.
Well, m0NESY is the one that saw this out with the AWP. He's repositioned it at all the wrong times here. Maybe not. That's one. He's in the fight here.
Simple's got it back.
That should be the round.
Should be. Bit's going to plant right now. And yeah, they're going to back off this. Even though they have a ton of money, there's no need to give it away. There's no need to concede in this situation.
Yeah, I think they just want to make sure they have enough cash for the last 2 rounds. So they'll definitely have enough in the next. It just becomes the conversation of the final win. That's really unfortunate for NiKo because he goes all the way around the world. He secures all the information, but Perfecto was very aware that that was a possibility. So unlucky death, I would say, but a great round from NaVi to understand the picture. And you're right, like that they could have just run into A. It's very fortunate that they decided to go back to B because the information, it was bad information, operated against G2 here. And we just now down to a 3-round game. So another close. We've had 9-6 halves in the first 2 maps. Could be on for another 9-6. Oh, m0NESY can get out the AWP. JKS could even drop if they do require. He's got 5.9. Yeah, he has. So he's starting to get down to something a little bit more reasonable in the cash department. Either team in the next round will have 2,400 as the loss bonus. This kill right here. This is the one where NiKo is, really? Is he really waiting for me there? m0NESY repositions, gets this one, but they've already scoured into the site. He had just left that window, so that was one of the bigger dramas for the young lad. And a timeout called, the 3rd for NaVi. So Blade really wants to salvage this half.
Oh, he had that. He knows the situation here. He knows they have to. You'll kick yourself if you don't use the timeouts and you go down without really giving a proper swing at it. So yeah, 8-5, 2 rounds left in the half, and he wants both of them. They started 3-0. So only 2 rounds since then. And the guns will be distributed accordingly. It's simple that we'll have that AWP we see just in front of us now. Picks it up, and away we go. m0NESY with his AWP respectively in middle is going to see if anyone goes toward the boxes. Not yet. Lots of utility thrown out to see if anyone's hiding there, though.
Yeah, and this is the one time where I think NaVi think better of fighting this close mid play because G2 have been more than happy to flash through and fight, where it's NiKo, where it's m0NESY, it doesn't really matter. So Bit and STY currently over towards the underpass. Simple throwing out that late window smoke here so they can at least apply some pressure on their mid control. But the bomb is coming back towards A here and quite swiftly. G2 are in what is considered a retake setup on the A site. m0NESY's coming back over now with the AWP to help out JKS. That means he can transition a little bit deeper. So the setup constantly shifting here with the information that is being handed. A close A ramp, flash, pop, and nobody home.
Molotov goes underneath the hole. JKS has to extinguish it. They know he's there now. And that's why the nade will follow up. It barely does damage. Perfecto knows he's going to be jumping around to get to the cinders and doesn't hit him even still. Another smoke deployed. NiKo tries to find anyone standing inside of it. Not going to happen. Electronics still as well. Oh, with a chance at it, but m0NESY was posted to take down Simple. Doesn't matter. Electronics still gets by because he has to reset his position and aim. So that does allow for one more. Problem is they've lost Perfecto now as well. They haven't lost SDY, but Hunter's going to trade that. That's information, though. They know at least one player is still over toward B.
I have to go A with the bomb now. You can see Electronic, he wanted to go back to B, but the fact that SDY is taken out now, it's all up to B. A key piece of real estate here. And Honestly, way too aware.
I think NiKo made that call because he cleared out middle. He knew he had to be there somewhere, so Modesty was just looking backwards. This one's done. 7 seconds, no chance to plant, and Electronic's going to be taken out of the round. Dies, so at least gets a bonus for it, but 9-5 now for G2.
Okay, and as we mentioned, the cash situation, there is enough for both teams, of course, on the G2 side with the victory, but NaVi with the 2400 comes out on everybody other than poor Bit, who has 2.6. Now, Simple's gone. Kevlar with the AWP. And we do have Katie in here, so this is perfect timing. He can come on.
Crazy. Okay, wait, I unplugged this, so let's just get her back in there.
Get her back in, and you can join us for halftime.
Ollie did the job. Way to go. Everyone give Ollie a shout out in chat. The amazing talent or best or stout man. I can't see. There we go. He was even got a flashlight for me. This is
all right.
incredible.
I got the play right here.
Here we go, Katie. Give you that. You jump in.
Welcome.
How you doing?
If you need a cough, hold this one.
All right.
Yeah, all right. And also, don't look at these two. Only react off this one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. We're in the future.
You'll figure it out. Right? It's like riding a bike. You've been here before.
I'll try my best.
Have you been watching much of the half so far?
I saw mostly the first 2 maps and then a little bit of the first 5 rounds.
Then we had the timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're here.
Exactly.
G2, they had an 8-round spree. Now they've just broken back against NaVi here late.
Hunter's going to throw another Molotov down below. That'll force Bit back a bit further. So Monasty's still waiting over at B. Has a rifle to support him in Hooksy, but he's going to start looking towards short right now. And it's not, don't be misled by the minimap, it's not actually short that's occupied. It's down below, but he still has vision toward that connector.
Monasty's orb's going to be out of the picture here. They're going to split in towards A. So NiKo onto the balcony, JK has ticket, and Hunter over towards jungle. They're walking up.
It's a NaVi specialty, these A splits from different directions. Ooh, Hunter. What a spray control. Simple. Stuck and connected with an orb, it's very difficult to do anything here.
It's hit perfecto. But Simple trying to do something with it. Couldn't find the shot at jungle. SDY is going to get NiKo. They have a chance back in this. Low HP, though. 26 and 21. And SDY is done. It's Hooksy that gets the kill. All on the perfecto, and he's out of it as well. 10-5 at half, Chad. And this is, I think, a pretty good position for G2. We're going to take a break really quickly, but when we come back, we got Cadian with us for the rest of this game. And G2 might close out this series. We'll see you in a second.
So you don't see many teams run this over and over again, but it works for NaVi. They seem to get on the bomb side and hit their shots. That's really what it's all about.
Twitch aggressing. They have to double peek. He's getting his shot. He's hitting it. Simple. No.
This is a shooting gallery for Simple. It's practically deathmatch. Just the greatest. Simple with 5. Get out of my server.
And here we are, back again in the lovely tents. As Chad and I mentioned, we weren't ready to be on camera. This guy always looks good, though. I like this sweater. Cadian, thanks for joining us.
Of course, I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's going to be one bang of a third map, second half, you know. 2 giants in the esports scene, in the Counter-Strike scene, battling it out. And, you know, Simple, NiKo on each side of the game. You can't not be excited, you know?
You got a pick here? Who do you think's going to take this one? You even have the halftime score.
I'm not going to come down that chat. I'm going to be completely silent about predictions.
Well, we got no Julies here. Maybe that's a Mirage special as the execute coming in. Smoke over, push out, and SDY, well, he's noted a lot of this.
Hold for Electronic. Swings out Monacy, though. Does get him down, so a good start again for G2. They've had the better of the pistols in the last 2 maps, but Bit has other ideas. He's got the shots back. And Simple will crawl through the vents to try and push that direction. He's not going to get an easy rite of passage, though, with JKS waiting around, but he's found the headshot either way. And I think this one might be too far gone for HooXi and NiKo. Although NiKo's got a decent position on this. Still sits reverse fire, tries to go for that pixel gap, can't get it right away, but he nails Simple on the repeat toward the stairs, and they're trying to hunt him down. Where's HooXi gone in all this? He's just sitting back. He's just trying to watch the bomb. And with the time as it is, there's a kid on Perfecto, so he's going to go for it. I think he might get this. He's going to be too far gone. HooXi can't swing fast enough to deal with that.
Okay, well, a pistol round back here for NaVi. That's a good start to things. Now, Cadian, what can we expect in a second round for NaVi? You want to start spilling the strat book for everybody? They're going to be in an anti-eco situation, probably the force from G2.
I mean, yeah, I think just if I can talk about the CT in general, you will see Samda Young playing the A side. He's like very passive, playing CT and Firebox a lot. And they like to lean very heavy middle in the early stages of the round. Perfecto also often like a lone B. He likes to molly, sometimes even play towards catwalk. So you're looking for the B player, but he's playing towards cat, which can be kind of confusing at times. But especially looking at Electronic as well, he loves to smoke underground and jump out of window, play the early stages aggressively, get help from Bit and Simple, and then they retreat later on in the rounds. And you can see Samda Young here being very aggressive with the MP9, playing close range. And the setup is pretty good. That's a good nade as well. Actually not.
Yeah, it's misleading.
Nades are terrible, man. Every time I call a nade, that's what happens, which is why I probably should just stop.
Oh, we got 2.
You're right, his position was solid. Simple's got HooXi back, but not before he got at least 1, but it doesn't matter. This is now a 3-on-1. And Hunter's a long way away from the bomb.
Yeah, this is a very difficult 1-on-3, right? Low HP, kinda, and a Tech 9 to go. And the bomb is visible for the CTs in ramp. And Simple, he's hungry for more.
He's low, so Hunter has a chance if he hard clears, but I'm not sure if he's going to expect anybody so close and personal.
With the bomb, yeah, with the bomb that close, I was going to say he might. He still gets tagged to 5, though. And that's, yeah, going to pretty much do it then. That one you could have called. That nade was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Now we have the eco coming through for G2, so shouldn't be too many exciting scenes here. Now, you were talking about Perfecto over towards B. In the match that you played against them, the B side was something you guys tried to exploit a little bit, right? And catch him off on different timings. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But there's obviously a lot of pressure on that player. So when you're leaving that player on their own, is the responsibility quite literally, hey bro, like delay the best you can?
I think there's like 2 scenarios for a guy anchoring a side like that. It's like either you get like 2, 1.5 as minimum, or you buy a lot of time for the rotation. But it's so difficult to rotate B, you know, coming out of like a window or long doors. It's you know, so he needs to use his utility wisely as well, you know, pre-molly, maybe be ready with a counter grenade, stuff like this. But yeah, we were leaning towards it because we know they leave him once in a while. They're just probably gonna get pretty slaughtered here with the Deagles.
How do you feel about this anti? Well, it's just I said this is a NiKo, a deco round. But how do you feel about the call? Okay, boys, everyone take a deagle and go look for a headshot.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's not you're out of ideas. Oh, that's a nice one. You're not out of ideas, but you're basing this off of your players hitting some shots, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends a little bit of your philosophy, right? Because some teams like to lean a little bit more towards like Tech9s and being explosive. Some likes to have at least 1 or 2 guys getting a smoke, some flashes, you know. But I guess also when you have the star power that you have on G2, you know, I feel like at least maybe even Huxi, but at least the 4 others, they are like, yeah, I can make a 1-dig, you know. So they're trying to go for that philosophy and just like letting it play out, you know.
As an in-game leader, obviously, you take pride in your work. But how does it feel to know that Huxi is just so much better in-game than everybody else?
He's doing good. He's doing really good. I mean, I think people are harsh on him on the individual level. It's been better this tournament. Also, just like, they've been doing what they need to, you know. Playoffs here, still alive, and made it to the Royal Arena. So, yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, Blast Royal Arena. So, yeah, they've got more to look forward to. And the RMR next week could be looking forward to Rio as well.
So just noting right now, NaVi have rotated an extra man over towards B and are going for short aggression here. So they want to try and get some mid information, but from short. Is that a misthrown smoke?
It looked like he wanted to throw it on catwalk, yeah. But he got into ladder, which is a very crucial position as well when the Ts want to gain like deep map control. You're looking to get connector and ladder. If you can get those 2 as a terrorist, you're in heaven, basically. And he's denying the ladder control, but and they're also still having connector counter-smoked, and the time is ticking down, but still great utility. And I would say I'm leaning a little bit more towards the T setup here, because it's looking like an A-split with NiKo, JKS still being in Palace.
We'll see if this works then, because Bit has a bit of a backup as well. He's revealed his position, though. No smoke to cover him off, so he has to fade off, but SDY takes advantage of the aggro. Perfecto was the one that was there. Nice shot, Monesi. That is going to be even better to take down Bit, because now, without the smokes in place, they can open up entirely toward the site. Simple holds it, though. That's the bomb. They've taken the bomb right to him. The Kovacs running in together. I might give it up. Monesi spotted Simple. He knows this battle's on. Simple knows that he's going to be coming from that direction. He's got to go solo to find JKS because he didn't have SDY swinging out fast enough. So Monesi can at least recover this, and absolutely he can make it through this vent and back to B. I think he's got it. Yeah, absolutely. Through quad, he's got that.
Time for the plant, but SDY is going to be right here. He's going to already be able to get around short. So Monesi planted for short. He's going to tuck in towards bench. He's just going to have to hide and wait.
So behind the jail wall. Checks short, sees it, can't hit it, but makes good on the second one. Monesi pulls the round back, 4 kills, and it's 11-8. First for this half so far on G2.
There was a round of some big errors, though, because, like, first and foremost, Perfecto is fighting as the first guy in catwalk. Monesi kills him. He knows that Bit is the cat player, so he's actively still baiting him out, looking here, waiting for him, looking for ladder. He's like, okay, he's not peeking. Yeah, that's the cat guy. But now they don't need to fight jungle. Why are they swinging into Simple in jungle with the bump? They have cat control, connector control, and the A player is playing CT. Just plan for connector and play the after plant. So they are counting the lucky stars that Monesi is pulling off with this clutch.
Yeah, massive round from him. Timeout taken now, conversation to be had. This is going to be actually the first timeout for G2. That tells you how well things have been going throughout this game. The other side of things, NaVi, they have cash on Simple. He can bring out an AWP. SDY, Perfecto could buy. Electronic and Bit are in a little bit of trouble here, but likely to see the purchase, and yeah, that's going to confirm it. Simple with an AWP in a round, this is the thing. Yeah. If he can find you that opening right, then it can really all just fall apart.
And he will, right? He will.
Well, where is he going to force the issue? So right now, heading over towards B to start things off. They're looking to do the boost up here, so going to give him a chance to find the pick. Unfortunately for NaVi here, it is just NiKo on this side of the map, so it's going to be a hard fight to find.
Yeah, this is still information, though, when you're spotting this pixel gap. Like, you're going to see people going back and forth, and they're not going to spot you. So he knows NiKo is lurking towards underground. He's probably going to call this, and they're making an A execute. Very coordinated. Up and down smokes, molly bench. Counter smoke coming in from Samdayang to middle of side, leaving him some opportunities.
JKS with the bomb has Huxi a bit further forward, so watch the rotation. Perfecto's already there. It's Bit again that has to try and contend for middle late. But the smoke's gone. SDY wants to jump on that opportunity to get inside of the site. Huxi's trying to bait shots out of him in the corner, and JKS strikes to shut him down. Saves Huxi's life as well, because he was on 12, trying to avoid being killed. and it's a two-man advantage as the result of this. There's not any more utility left except for a flash and a nade right now for G2. So this is going to be a battle against these pistols, and Simple's AWP is going to have line of sight, although he is going to smoke himself into it.
I don't know what's in play. He hasn't fired a shot yet, so this is a bit of an issue here.
Oh, Hunter hears them rotating back out from Murder Hole. Perfecto in. There goes Hooksy. That was the one they tried to find earlier. He couldn't find the shot toward the Palace. Simple.
Now.
Yeah, I was going to say, he didn't hit it, unfortunately. If he had a hit m0NESY, maybe, but he's going to get himself up in the smoke as well.
All right, Young Buck. He's having a bit of a game so far. What's he up to now? 22 kills for m0NESY. This is the thing. This is his playground. What did he say before? We had this little piece, and was it with Jason he was doing it with? 16,000 hours. I'm sure a lot of those would have been on Mirage, right? This is where he looks the most comfy.
Yeah.
He knows all the tricks. Like every time you open Reddit, it's like a new m0NESY Mirage trick, you know? Either it's like the bug smoke in window, it's the bug molly in ladder, it is the fake palace jump, it is the, you know, the jump in back of A side where he's like jumping up and getting info towards con. He knows a lot of stuff that like people should have found out, right? But he was the one, and he's so young, it's like very intriguing. And one thing I would say here, a lot of players...
Busy, though, right? You guys were busy, and he had all the time to DM when he
yeah, it's true. But a lot of players in Simple's position here would be probably be saving though, but he went for the hero play. But just one fun anecdote, when we played them at the Blast World Finals in Copenhagen, the tournament where we had Burrow standing in for us down, we had just beaten NaVi on Mirage like a few months earlier, and then we picked it in the best of 3, and Simple said, "Oh, yes, CT Mirage, I love it," he said in the veto. So it's his playground as well. He's feeling comfortable on CT Mirage. Obviously, they have an eco around here. Bit will have to do it all with the AK, but let's look out for what Simple will do in the rest of the half.
Well,
Pit's AK was immediately down to the underpass. Look at that nade he's just had to swallow.
this is the thing. As soon as they identify where the AK is, they can just hit the other site now, right? So they've been able to deal with that. They know there's more bodies over towards B.
Good effort to take the aggro, though. That was why the B push came in. Fired a couple of shots from the 5.7s. They looked that way, and that's when he strikes. But yeah, unfortunately for them, they're going to lose that AK, and Hooksy's even going to go grab it. So they can get a Mac 10 back at best.
So how do you feel about NaVi's position right now, Katie? And they're going to be, well, if this round goes G2's way, which it should do, 13-8. We've got loss bonus of 2,400 into the next. They're going to be down a boatload of rounds, really. It'd be a 5-round differential at that point. How would this be panning out here? Because we know they can come back.
I mean, it's obviously it's a G2 favorite right now, but I will also say that the pressure that Hooksy is going to be under when shit hits the fan, you know? Like, if they start losing a few rounds, the economy is not good. Like, you don't want to be struggling T-side against NaVi in, like, the later stage of a third map, you know? Like, especially not as an in-game leader who still has to prove a lot to his teams, to his superstars, you know?
Sure.
So, like, getting these early start rounds is, like, super vital for him. And this should just be a cleanup for NiKo. And, yeah, I think one thing that's just fun to talk about while the remaining pistols is most likely going to die without anything is, like, I see a lot of, like, debate. I mean, mostly Twitch chat, Omega Lul, but, like, when people are on low bias, for example, or like when the terrorists in this scenario is like having an economical favor, people are often like, why are they running into a stack or something, you know? And when people are splitting up, they're saying why they're not going together, you know? So people are always finding the reason to why it's being like going wrong, you know? Because you have different philosophies. Some people spread out, look for information, try to make the correct play, and other times people say just group up 5 weapons versus 5 pistols. What can go wrong, you know? So there's both sides of the plate. It's dependent on how you like to do it.
Well, this is going to be the last time out for NaVi here. So they're all out of the chance to at least hit that pause button and allow Blade to chime in. And this is where I assume that this timeout is not just about the next round, but probably about the flow-on rounds from here, because he won't get the opportunity unless Xtaz on the other side calls it. Now, you have a coach in your ear to chip in these situations. Blade is touted as somebody who has a lot to say. Yeah. At this point, this is a silly question, but we get asked it on media days or in situations like this. What do you think he's saying to the team at this point? What's the kind of strats, or what would he be saying?
I don't think he's necessarily calling anything like specific setup. I think he's just like reminding them what they had to do. Like what their game plan was. They obviously have prepared something for a game like this. So like, keep staying to playing aggressive middle or playing the retake, say, or like reminding them these things. And if he's seen some tendencies, he'll also notify that. Oh, that's such a good peek by m0NESY.
Yep.
Getting boosted up. I will say though, usually that flash from Sumda Young still gets that position because I'm receiving that boost often myself. So maybe he threw it a little bit too long, and that cost an entry in a very important round.
They're going to go for another boost over toward B this time as well, potentially, so they don't have to go for the barrel position. And it's going to put Perfecto up silently as well if he wants to go forward down that hall. NiKo's waiting for aggression.
And it might actually turn into NiKo's favor. Like, that's like some bait flashes, you know? He's flashing over twice. The CTs are thinking that's just bait pressure, and he's waiting, and he's gonna take it down. Perfecto going down. Perfect bait by Huxi.
This seems like a very difficult round to lose now for G2, especially with all the utility, all the time on the clock. If they can group up, right? You can leave NiKo here if you want to at least play and be an annoyance, hold some players in place, and they're actually starting to rotate. Yeah. They were starting to rotate over, so...
Hunter is searching, you know, they're doing the philosophy with like searching some map control. Great spray, and he's so good at finding the timing like this, Hunter.
Yeah, Bit's got the one back though.
Overextending a little bit, you know. Rather just stay alive, make them afraid of your lurks. But it's 4 against 1 on B.
Bit's gonna be the only one. Yeah, he's got to swing on this perfectly. The smoke down on the window. He goes back toward the catwalk. That's gonna give him a bit of coverage. Thankfully, no one's there, but NiKo nails it through the bars. This one's done. SDY might as well just stay back on A.
This is where the game feels like it's already slipped away from NaVi, and just by the factor of the loss bonus, right? Into the next, they get the 2,900, but even still, it's not going to be enough for a buy, right? So then it's another partial investment with this saved AK. Sure, they have something to work with. There's always a chance, but G2 have everything going in their favor at this point. So this is where a crazy round has to happen to change this.
I mean, I'm not completely against, like, if Sumda Young survives, you know, he will have an AK. Like you said, he gets 2,900, so he can drop an M4. Someone else can drop an M4, and that's like 3 in the making. Because at this point, you're 14-8 down, you know. Playing from 15, that's such a big struggle. So I would say, I would lean towards like Sumda Young, drop an M4 for Simple, for Elec, probably for Simple, you know. and if you're playing it too passive now, it's not good. But, you know, G2 is also playing this round by the book. They get an entry, they get the mid control. NaVi is feeling pressured. They know nothing about middle, so they start to search information on the sides, and NiKo is just patiently waiting. So they fell into a good trap by G2, and she's not looking satisfied.
No one
is. That's an NaVi fan right there for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's all Ukrainian flags. I know it's tough to see with the lights as it is. Simple's mom's at this event as well, so
they're playing for overtime.
Yes, they are. That's crazy because
I believe you want to believe them.
It's like you say though, you've got no buffer now. You can't make any mistakes. You've got to be absolutely perfect. So SDY with the only gun is going to be heading up middle, flashed off. That'll give him a bit of a scare for a moment, but no one's going to attack on that, so he'll keep position. Or will he? Look at Monacy.
He's having one hell of a game.
Yeah, hitting some shots now, 25 kills in total here. And that's the... Oh, no, they did get the AK back, so at least that's fortunate here. But Simple has the armor.
Okay.
Get it to Simple. Give him it. There you go, Bit. Here you go. Give it to the boss, man. So Simple will get the AK. Has head armor to work with. This is the time when Simple needs to do something insane, but apparently Huxi is.
Yeah, just saw Electronic get folded over in the middle of the site from Huxi at A main. Simple knows therefore that there's 2, one at Palace, one behind him now as well, and in A main he's all on his own, 1 on 5. Doesn't even matter that the bomb's back at Horseshoe. And I don't think that AK is going to be saved given his position. Baits out a few shots on Palace, couldn't hit the kill, and it's through the smoke that NiKo's going to take him down. They've gotten so many kills through smokes tonight. It's a bit sickening. 15-8.
Yeah, and we know what that means. 7 rounds consecutive to go into overtime. So,
are you guys telling me that I was like running from my room as fast as possible to get here and enjoy a 6-second half?
Well,
and then this is what we get?
This is a 6-second half though, right? G2, they're going to go up against Vitality if they convert this final round.
Where do you favor that? G2 Vitality.
By the way, G2 is looking right now. I think they have a good chance, and Minus he's basically won 4 or 5 entry duels in this half, and Simple, he's not having it. He's going crazy now.
Dry window peek.
I love it. He's already dropped down. Hunter's gonna flash him off though, so he actually gets further forward with that AK. Simple's forced to scurry back inside of the site ever so much further. And it's Bit though that's gonna pull it back. That's a bold peek. Hang on, Perfecto. He sees NiKo. That's another one. So they aren't done yet. They're still got some fight left in them. JKS fights back with 9 HP to take SDY. And the bomb is still in their possession, and it's Huxi that's bringing it back over toward the A site.
Yeah, Huxi will need to pull out a miracle because JKS is low. This is not the situations where we usually are expecting Huxi to thrive, but also this is where he can pull down the range. This is not a tactical thing. He can focus on himself, taking the right duels, having the right crosshair placements. He's gonna smoke top con, molly jungle. That's gonna leave some space.
Bit's just waiting as well on the...
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate for Simple. So it takes him a second longer, but it gives him a bit of a gap to work with. He's able to fall in and fade out. He gets Hooksy on the first shot, and JKS on 9 is going to get dropped. Bit knew that was his time to peak, and it's now a 9th round for NaVi.
And I mean, finally, we also saw a bit of like team play, you know? We saw the flash for Bit and Window to peek off on, so this is something that NaVi also needs to rely on. Obviously, they have like huge firepower, but you still need to flash for each other, play for information, jiggle peek, you know, play the double peeks, all these kind of small things. And, you know, all of a sudden, 6 rounds, it's still a tall order, but do you believe, Jet?
I think it's going to be very difficult. They're going to have to win another 2 more consecutive gun rounds here to break G2's economy.
That's the hard part, but they do get another timeout, as you were saying. It was called by the other side, so they can at least think about that a little bit, and Blade can get some more intervention in this.
What's your guys' take? Let's say that you have one coach which you believe is way stronger than the other, and they ran out of timeout. Do you think you should just let the players? Do you know what I mean?
I know what your point is. My opinion on that is you always focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you start thinking too much about that, you may miss an opportunity. What they gain from their coach might be less valuable in the end to what you get for that one thing that's going to help you. So I think you always focus on yourself in that situation. But I get your point. It's a valid question.
I think if they were on the T side right now, NaVi, and that argument I could make a bigger case for. On the CT side, G2 are the ones who get to dictate more of the tone, right? So,
and G2 here playing for some mid-control, top con and window smoke being thrown. He needs to flash away the orb. He's doing that here. Simple full blind, nearly gets it.
The problem is, though, they fully blinded everybody else. Hooksy doubles up at the right time. Kick a Chad for 2. He's actually made that work as Simple didn't hit the shot and he was in the right position. They thought it was scot-free. Simple, though, does want back into this. Hunter's got Perfecto. We might have G2 going straight through this in against Vitality in a semifinal tomorrow because NaVi are left in a 1-on-5 with Simple on the op. He's going to try desperately to work his way back toward the site, but the flank is in and it's Hooksy to shut it down fittingly. 16-9. It's NaVi gone and G2 are moving on. You got to love that.
for the blind, here's the vision, Matthew. Hooksy has stepped up in the final round to confirm things and get it done. That is massive. Vitality versus G2 tomorrow in the semis. And we can't forget Liquid versus Cloud9 to open up the day. We've had Cadian join us for the second half. Cadian, before we let you go, who do you have taking the semi-finals tomorrow, mate? Give us a bold prediction.
Bold prediction?